Hey everybody, it's Ryan. I'm about to give you an overview of this Wessecu. You can call it a security camera. I've been playing around with this thing. It is like legit in a big way. And so as you can see here, I have the camera here. I'm obviously manually moving this. This would normally be mounted. And I'm going to kind of give you an overview the best I can as far as how easy this is to set up. I will say, just throwing it out there right in the beginning, this is the easiest. And I've used a whole bunch of different cameras before. This is by far the easiest setup that I have ever personally connected and using on my phone. And so I'm going to share with you some of these very cool features. I think you're going to be impressed. So let's get into it. All right. So I wanted to kind of change the camera angle and kind of give you an idea of what we're looking at here and what all this thing does. So this right now, just from this example, is actually upside down. It would normally be mounted like this. So it's hanging. And so let me kind of highlight some of the key features. One, very easy to do. There is an app. There's a QR code that is actually on the device right there. You scan it, you download the app, you connect it to your network, and then it's working. It's done. It's a wrap. Very, very easy to use. Some call outs on this particular camera that I'd like to mention is it does come with a wired USB. So you can see there, I have it plugged in right there. It does come with the quote unquote brick that plugs into the wall. From an extension point standpoint, it's got about 8 feet worth of extension. So this is a wired device, so this has to be plugged in, and so you got about 8 feet depending on wherever your outlet is to get this thing hooked up. All right, so now once you download the app, you can pretty much do anything you can think of when it comes to using this camera. I'm gonna kind of highlight some stuff for you. So it has motion detection. So when this is turned on, if it senses something, it's gonna go into kind of record mode. There's an opportunity to have an SD card that's here. You can also connect it to the cloud and do recording from that standpoint. Some really cool things are it has this smart night vision. So you can either have it set up to where it will automatically, and I'm gonna show some clips here, where it will register that it can see at night, and it will change the setup as far as the way the camera works. You have smart night vision, you have full color night vision, which is really cool. So it doesn't necessarily have to be that black and white type look. There is a infrared vision, which is really kind of cool. And then it has infrared always on and then night vision off. And so, but it has a smart vision where it's infrared, black and white. Night vision is turned on by default at night, and then the screen is automatically filled with color display when humans are detected. So it kind of has like that black and white look at night, but if there's something that makes that's registered from a motion sensor standpoint, then it cuts on and it will turn into color. Now, motion tracking, from a security standpoint, this is really cool. And so right now it's following my hand, as you can see, and it's basically saying, oh, okay, there's movement here, and it's gonna stay focused on that. So if there was something or somebody that came into view, it would automatically follow that movement and keep recording. I've never seen anything like that before. That's super, super cool. If you then received a notification that say, hey, something's moving, there's an opportunity to go in here and hit the siren. You can activate that. There's some defaults as far as how long you can have that play for. There is a calibration that has to do with the gimbal, so this whole setup is called a gimbal. And so what you'd want to do when you hook this up is you're going to want to connect that so everything is basically configured to work correctly as far as moving and all that fun stuff. You have in here an opportunity to manually take pictures. There's obviously there's a SD card or save in the cloud, but you could take pictures, you could take videos. They can be stored on here. Like right now it's in manual video recording mode, and then I can go back and I can look at those things. And so it says recorded complete and go to the photo album. And then I have my files right here that I can go back and look at. Right now it's moving because I have it motion sensor mode, which I just think is just super cool. I can turn this off and then I can go in here and I can manually, you can see here it's looking at the camera. Like right now, I'm gonna move it back around. Now it's facing me. And it has 355 degrees, so almost 360 degrees of vision. So 355 as far as moving all over the place. You can go into standard H and or HD settings as far as a recording quality standpoint. You also have a light which can turn on manually, or you can have it set up to where if it's at night, it can automatically cut on with movement. You have an opportunity also to do full screen here, so you can see everything you need to do. There's also a zoom option. You can set up alerts, you know, so you have motion detector alert, humanoid, so I guess that would be like, you know, the presence of somebody. Motion tracking, as I mentioned earlier, which is by far my favorite. You can have this set up by day, night, customize it, you know, so you can go in there and basically say, okay, I only want it to do this, let's just say, you know, midnight till 6 a.m. in the morning or whatever it is. So you can go in there and set up all these different custom settings so you can kind of set it and forget it. You can even turn on the siren setting, as I mentioned earlier, you know, so when there's movement in front of it, you can set that as well. White light alarm. So like I mentioned earlier, the light will turn on if there's kind of movement or a human, if you will, in that moves into view. It also keeps a record of everything by date and time, you know, so if you want to go back and look at those things, they're called events. You can even share this device with other folks that are in your household or you want to share this with, so everybody can kind of share the same device, same camera on their own device. So that's a pretty cool setting just from a family sharing type standpoint. Pretty much anything at all you need to do when it comes to having a camera, from a security, from recording, for everything, this thing will do it. And the best part about it is it's extremely easy to use. When it comes to mounting, you have this option here. You can mount it up against the wall like this, or you can mount it up against the wall like this, basically, you know, hanging or mounted sideways. It does come with 4 screws and mounting hardware. And then really cool, it comes with these stickers. You could say, well, if I'm gonna stick it here, you stick this on the wall, and then it makes it very easy to then, you know, if you need to drill holes and mount stuff, you have this sort of these templates that kind of come along with it. All right, so you can see here, if you wanted to do this in your garage and you wanted to mount this to where if somebody opened the garage door, as you can see here, so I'm in the shot, here's the camera, here's me standing right off to the side, and I could have this set up to where I'm videotaping when the garage door opens. And so if you wanted to see if somebody was getting into your garage or the garage door is opening and you want to kind of record that, you could definitely do that. You could also have it set up, because like right now the sun's out, but if the sun was down, you could have it set up to where the light would turn on and it would capture more of it this way. You could have it set up to where you wanted to manually control it, or my favorite would be motion tracking. So right now I'm in the shot, and so if I come over here and it captures me, it's now following me over here. And so now it's recording me, but it's tracking me. Pretty cool stuff. So you can see now the camera is facing on me, it's recording, and it's locked into me because it's focused on the movement. And I can turn this off. And so now it goes back to the default setting, which was the forward facing option. So if somebody came into the garage, I could have this set up to automatically go off, record it, notify me, and then I could even talk to the person and say, hey, you know, what are you doing in my garage? All very, very cool stuff. Now, full disclosure, this company did reach out to me and say, hey, Ryan, can you give one of your detailed reviews? But I'm here to keep it real, and so in no way whatsoever would this being provided to me affect this review. So right now we have the camera, which is right there, illuminated, and you can see me in it filming. And I can hear. You can hear on here. You hear it? So that's because there's a mic on the actual camera. Very, very cool. So right here, there's an icon that will allow you to either turn the outside noise on or off. So now you can hear it. And now you can turn it off. I have the light on, as you can see right there. I can turn it off. And so you can see we're in color mode, which is an option. SD, here's high definition. So high definition automatically, you can see, turns the light on because it recognizes. So you can see this is in full color. And if you notice, it's tracking me. So I move over here and the camera is following me because I have it on that tracking mode I was explaining earlier. Very, very cool stuff. So if you wanted this to be set up, let's say you had an intruder. In this example, this is in a garage. But if you have an intruder come in, it automatically is going to cut the light on, and it's going to turn the recording on, and it's going to track. And so if you have an intruder, they know, oh, somebody might be following me. The camera is following me right now. You could have that automatically set up in this example in night mode to not only record, you can track, you can listen, you can talk, and you can have an alarm. So you have all the functions you would probably need in a security camera. You have all right here, and with the convenient way you can mount it, it's very nice and convenient. So hopefully I answered any questions you could possibly have about this security camera, and we'll talk to you soon.